Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode. Tonight we are playing this thing, Girl Little Maid Pudding. Continuing our journey, yars. Dong, 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 ding, dong, dong, dong. This thing's basically just a visual novel, honestly. Wow! Okay, so we need to go to a big warehouse, right? Let's make curry then. We need to get breakfast. For the first time since starting the journey, we realized that towns do, in fact, end. Before becoming towns. Ooh. La la. They will all forest. Things, maybe even swamps. People gathered there for one reason or another. And those places turned into towns. Ow! Maybe they were flat and spacious enough. The ducking hollow. Maybe the coast had a natural harbor. But once that reason stopped existing, the town slowly stopped existing as well. Hit the gas to scare it, wait for them to leave. Don't scare them. Let's just wait. But once that prison stopped existing, the town... The people would live only leaving behind roads to the next town over. My cat really wants attention right now. While leaving a town, the girls never knew whether they'd reach the next one. They never knew where this journey would take them. They never even know where they wanted to go or when their journey would end. Something inside them was keeping them moving, but they didn't know what. Maybe at this one it was just inertia. But could inertia keep someone traveling for half a year? Probably not. Despite all this, they never doubted that they kept traveling. Tomorrow will be the same as today. Doubting that simple statement is almost impossible. While keeping their eyes up to look at each other, the two girls kept going. Yeah. So, to recap the story so far, we have two girls here riding on a bike. One of them can cook, the other can ride. Now, the reason they're traveling like this is because everyone in this world are gone. No idea why, but they just are. They just did. They just disappeared one day, right? If you are not being looked at for a while, you disappear. And that's why these two girls have to stick together, because they have to look each other or they will disappear as well. The reason why they're out here doing stuff is in Buddha. Is because one of the girls wanted to eat pudding. That's pretty much it. Ooh, I got a thingy. Empty town, coastal road, forest road. Huh? I need to go to like industrial area or something. Fish. Bersimpah, halo. Diskon, halo. Jika jangan, halo. Gama, halo, welcome. So the gameplay is basically just this. You ride and then you look at stories. There isn't any enemies and stuff. Inventory is full. What? It can't be full. Let's stay for the night here. Main episode 3? I haven't even finished episode 1, I think. Sini kami. Yeah? Don't you have anything you want to do? I can cook with the feel. Hello? Sashimi, sushi. What? Oh, it's over there. I just wanna stuff myself with ramen. Pudding! But hello! Ethel be cooking. Also road, country road, forest road. Wow! There's a crashed helicopter. On this 2, 3, 4, 2 now. I didn't know you're such a ramen fan. I just feel like it right now. That's not what I meant. You've been running here and there pretty much randomly up until now. Isn't there somewhere you want to go? Something you want to do? A goal you have in mind? I think that's pudding. That's what you've been trying to do, right? But that's my goal. What's yours? Something I want to do. Is there something I actually want to do? Maybe some place you want to go. Ah, there it is, industrial area. Yes, I like to visit America. America! Freak yeah! Let me remind you, we're traveling on bike. Then might be a theme park, but it'd be boring with nobody else around. Yeah, natural attraction would probably be just as good now though. Like mountains, rivers, that kind of stuff. I'm not interested to be honest. What about temples and stuff? And such? You want to go to a temple? Not really. Why are you asking me that then? Are you bored? Well, I've been bored for months. It was just a question, not deeper meaning. Really now? I need to cook. We need to cook! Jesse! We need to cook, Jesse. Did Grandma Ethel have too much fun residing with old Tyler? Yes. I am off, yes. Just that, you know. Traveling without a goal for so long can get tiring. Are you tired now? Me? Not particularly. But I was worried you were getting bored. No, I'm fine. Just riding the bike is fine enough. What a simple creature. I see. Nakomi let go of the gas a little bit. You should learn to be a bit more honest with your feelings. Just say what you feel. Journey's end. Oh no! Can I not do the thing anymore then? Hold on. Oh... Did I miss the part where we get the... Ah, no! Sweet rice ball. How do I make a sweet rice ball? I need a thing, I guess. Rice. There it is. If you're going to keep traveling forever without a goal, maybe it'd be better to just disappear already. No, so maybe don't be depressed if they ever think that. Huh. No, not at all. Sure, it can get boring and even difficult at times, but there are fun parts too. Such as riding the bike. Oh, and eating yummy stuff. I've been getting better at cooking lately. You're improving, and I must admit that. One step at a time. I'm getting closer to becoming the pudding pro I need to be. That part I'm not sure about. Hey, Nakomi. You don't have to force yourself to be with me. It was as if the words didn't want to leave her mouth. She wasn't sure if Nakomi had ever heard of her, but she replied without skipping a beat. I'm not forcing anything. I'm with you because it's fun. Of course, I know I disappear forever alone is a part of it too. But the fun things you mention... Acha. Writing, cooking, you could also do those things by yourself. But it wouldn't be as fun. I'd have no one to talk to and I have to eat it all by myself. Maybe... Do you want to disappear? Tomato. I just don't know. So maybe relaxed her grip on Nakomi and looked at the road ahead. I just wonder. I wonder how long this journey will continue. cook. Madeline! What's a Madeline? In depan minum air putih. Welcome. Welcome Nanor Listener. Brown sugar milk. Egg. What's a Madeline? Wakarang wa. Strawberry brown sugar milk. Ah. Oh. Right, we found a place to stay the night. To chill. Are there multiple endings to this? The big warehouse. Oh, now we can go. Okay. Oh my god, Lada, hello. Let's look for one of them. Okay, so there's a cat over there. The owner of the CCC was a small woman whose age was almost impossible to guess. It's a tiny woman. Sometimes she looked like a girl, but she also spoke like Sumi B, former boss at work, a woman in her 40s. Wacky. Nobody actually knew how old she was when asked what. When I was on the shelf in the cafe, she just said because I wanted to. Between the out-of-the-way location, the small clientele and the uniform, it clearly was a passion project. I wonder how the owner's doing. She's dead. She's freaking dead, brother. Didn't she disappear? Right? Eh? Isn't there a way? Yeah, but still. She doesn't look like the type to die so easily. I definitely get what you mean. That being said, so maybe couldn't be so sure. With all that had happened in the past few months, devs felt closer than ever. I don't think that the people who disappear die in general. Why not? Just a hunch. I think they're just gone somewhere where we can't see them. I also want to believe that everyone didn't just up and die, yeah. But it's just what I want to believe, just wishful thinking. Buchin guy. Come on, don't be so harsh. I'm just being realistic. I know, but still. Where is the laboratory? I need me one of them's laboratory. Makan ka. Sige, hello, Jack Frost, hello. You get fuel. I didn't know the sea could be so big. What? I've never seen the sea before. No, I have. But the sea in my hometown was just an island. It didn't stretch all the way to the horizon like this one. Oh, wanna sing to celebrate the occasion? No pass. I'd rather not get all sticky. But you're right. There probably aren't any showers nearby. But there are a lot of houses though. Why can't there be any showers, right? And it's way too cold for staying this time of the year anyway. Sticky from swimming? Yeah, cause you're wet. Your clothes get sticky. Are you sure? Not even a little dip? I'm sure. But the sea breeze smells so good. Flour and egg, meat or vegetable or fish? Flour, egg. Okay. As the road went on, buildings started springing up alongside it. The beach went on and on the right a bit, but there were no people inside. I really wanted to swim though. It's too cold for that. I know that, but so maybe imagine that this place was once full of people fishing. She took a better look. She actually found some fishing gear. I brought a bucket and some kind of box. The rod was still standing facing the sea as if someone had been fishing just right until now. Maybe that was exactly the case. Maybe someone really had been there fishing right until now. Someone had disappeared while they were fishing. Or maybe they hadn't. They just walked away and they'd come back eventually. She doesn't grown used to the lack of people, but sometimes she'll still think lonely thoughts about that. The traces left by those who disappeared just made their absence stick out even more. Our Caesar salad. Mystery dish. Hamburger. Ah. Will one shower make the clothes more stinky? I don't know then. Well, you don't shower with your clothes on. Yes. What is that? I can make muchingai, I think. That's what else he said, so maybe they didn't really know what to think. Back when phones worked, she read reports of disappeared people reappearing. Maybe they weren't too. With all that was going on, there was no such thing as a reliable source. But when it came to people disappearing on strange things, what strange things you could see in the darkness? The things that you would hope were lies seem to always turn out to be true. I wonder what lies ahead of us. Nikami muttered almost as if to herself. Pudding. To me, we held on to Nikami a bit tighter. I thought you would make that pudding. Yeah, right. I want to eat that cabbage pudding again. But I never prepared desserts back in the cafe. You got the uniform for it though? Caesar salad and hamburger. Vegetable and anything. Okay. And sensai. Tempura. Hamburger. Minced meat. Anything. So basically just meat. Meat plus anything. Okay. I do. I wonder if I'll be able to actually do it. Maybe I ended the conversation with a mumbled non-committal sound. Even now, after what's happened. Maybe there are still people out there gathering and doing stuff. You think so? But we saw a bunch of cities. And big ones too, and they were all empty. So what's left for humanity? Extinction? I don't wanna go extinct. I wanna stay alive and I'm old and wrinkly. What do you even want to grow old for? So I can sit around, relax, have tea. Nothing's stopping you from doing that right now, you know. I guess, yeah. And what are you going to do until then? Until you grow old? Examine. Fishy. Are you going to spend all those years? Huh? Like I'm doing now, riding my bike, going places. It's not very realistic. This one's for ink. Call me, have you ever fished? Nuh-uh. I wanna try. Guess we can't fish then. Ah, were you listening? I said I want to try. But we don't even have any bait. We could just dig a hole in the ground and find a couple of worms. And find a couple of worms. What? Fearless Italy, come me. Your teaching helped me overcome all fears, master. You You've always like that, though. What? I used to be a frail, delicate damsel. A frail, delicate damsel, sure. No real delicate damsel would wear a maid outfit unless of forced to. You got the wrong idea about the maid outfit. You say I've always been like that, but always is a big word. Do you know how I used to be way back then? You way back when? Yep. No idea. Why do you sound like you couldn't care less? Because it's the truth. Ouch. Okay then, tell me about how you used to be. Okay, so three, 4. Onion. Long time ago, before Nikomi became a maid, she was actually studying really hard for her middle school entrance exam. You get the wrong idea about the maid outfit. Ethel, nani? Is this going to take long? Only around 2.5 hours, not counting restroom breaks. In that case, I think I've heard enough. You really couldn't care less. Sashimi. I need to get me some of them. Sashimi. Brum. Now I have to get to the thing. Hi, Yumina, come. Popoyaki Mika. Eh? Why cannot go to the... come on. Need to find an exit and pick... Oh, there it is. I need to get to the industrial area. I think that's where the laboratory is. looks very happy today. Yes! Happy, happy, happy ですわ。ハッピーハッピーなんですの。そうなんですね。Where is a laboratory? El laboratory. This laboratory? It is! Yeah, we've listened this one. This story. We're gonna get a new party member. Wham! She was there, half hidden behind the boxes. She stared at Nikomi and Sumibi from the other side of these weird lab-like spaces. Is that a ghost? Oh yeah, they are called ghosts. People who can sometimes appear and disappear after the disappearance of the humans. Nadine. She asked the girls to give her a ride just for a bit, and the two made some space in the sidecar for the women. Cook a meal. What was that building anyway? I'm not sure either. But the sign on the front said it was a laboratory. So you just walked in? You just walked in just because the shutter was open? The shutter was open? Ah, I forgot to lower it. What does that mean you were? What, does that mean you're already there? Did you leave in that lab? Yes, it was just me though. There were others. Oh, Sumimi and Nikami had seen nobody except for Marine inside. A friend of mine worked there. Until, you know, all that happened. It was about half a year ago now. Right? She brought me there before with her for safety. I wasn't the only one either. How long have you been there alone? For a while now. It just happened. I was alone before I knew it. What about you two? Are you traveling together? Yep, we've been going together for months. Wow, that sounds harsh. Yes, sir, it sounds harsh too, though. Marion looked at the view passing by. Makes you wonder what's going on in the rest of the world. Yeah. Like the star rupture. What's a star rupture? Star rupture ってなんだ？サバイバルゲームですか？Not really interested, honestly. The girls told Marine all they know about the current situation. However, they never knew. They knew very little outside rumors and conjectures. Nothing of what they said was news to Marine. So you haven't found any more information either. It's all a mystery. taco. Le taco. It was just the two of us. It was just the two of us. We didn't really have a chance. Examine. Meat. A taco, eh? Flour, meat, fish. I can make taco. Someone somewhere has already found out more. I could still hope that this someone existed and that they would eventually meet them. Maybe there was a whole group of people who had figured out what was happening and managed to survive. Possible as it was, maybe I wasn't optimistic. This whole situation seemed too absurd for reasons in science. I still don't know what that whole thing about eyesight was all about. Marin spoke quietly. Her words couldn't keep up with the bike on that lonely road. Le taco! In the end, we still have no clue about anything. Where did you learn this stuff you just taught me from the internet? Yeah. Yeah, back when it still worked. But it was all just a bunch of rumors. We don't really know anything. Right. We're totally in the dark. The only thing we know is that people have disappeared, I guess. There's the one part I wish we were wrong about. Have you ever actually seen someone as they disappear? Well, yeah. People disappear when we're not looking at them, so we could never see that, could we? Huh, you're right. Ha! You're right. We've almost seen it a bunch of times, though. You take your eyes off someone and that's it. Gone. What about you? I've seen that too, yes. But I have no way of proving that they really disappeared, as opposed to just running away. That's why this whole thing still doesn't feel real. Oh, I get what you mean. Sushi. Fried rice. Pop pop. Sweet rice bowl. Honestly, we can just like not do it until it's almost night time, so let's just rest up, right? Wow! Marine, taiyaki model. You can make taiyaki. Flying rocket. Flying rocket. Why did you girls come to this town? Sushi, fried rice. It just happened to. We weren't trying to get to it or anything. So your goal is further down? Well, we don't really have a goal, we're just riding around randomly. The plan is to make some good pudding. Pudding? If you're lucky, we could run into some place where there were still are groups of people. Maybe there are entire towns that the force field didn't affect. We're keeping an eye open for that while pursuing our pudding. There really are places like that still run? Bingo could be, but we haven't run into any yet. Nor do we think we will, to be honest. Maybe we could handle being pessimistic, but she couldn't handle giving up. She had to wonder whether Marine was fine just sitting back and waiting. In her shoes, she'd go insane. Got to! Ah, chocolate! Hamburger! He stayed in that lab all this time. I sure did. How could she be fine? Alone in that huge laboratory? It didn't feel real in the slightest. Maybe had always thought so. Like she felt like she could wake up from that dream at any moment, and she would be back in her small apartment. People disappearing as soon as nobody was looking at them. Entire towns becoming completely deserted. It all felt too much like a dream. She's been traveling for months now, but didn't feel any more real than it did at the start. The very idea of traveling in pursuit of pudding was ridiculous. Then again, reality was often ridiculous. She thought that this was unlikely to change. She'd keep thinking of her situation as a dream. And then she disappeared too. Sushi. What do I do to make sushi? Rice and fish. So we have rice and we have fish. What do you know about eyesight synergy? Well, just a few things. Would you tell us what you know? Sure, of course. Just don't get mad at me if it's all stuff you already knew. Don't worry. So, let's see. Why don't you start? Tell me what you already know so I can fill you on the rest. We could, but we'll learn what you know from the internet. We don't know if it's true. I don't mind. Mikami nodded and started explaining. Cook a meal. Cook a meal. Eyes don't simply receive information but absorbing light. They also emit energy towards what they are looking at. Okay? That's funky. We get some sci-fi things now. That was the long and short of eyesight synergy. There was a more correct scientific term. The two girls didn't know it. Maybe all the scientists had disappeared before getting the chance to name this phenomenon. After all, the disappearance started very shortly after it was discovered. So, eyesight synergy existed, whereas an electromagnetic wave or a particle just like light did. But science hadn't known until very recently. The emission itself wasn't rare. After all, people looked at things all the time. The issue is that the emissions almost never affected anything in a quantifiable way. If I found out about the energy thing, then when the eyesight transmitted diseases started spreading, eyesight diseases, it was a first. A disease that didn't need any previously non-transmission method or spread. Scientists eventually realized that the very act of looking at was behind it. You just need to lock eyes with someone who to become affected. The news immediately sent the world into frenzy. Surprisingly, it didn't take long for society to start functioning again. People started working from home and you could do almost anything through the internet. Actually, seeing other people isn't as necessary as everyone had imagined. Oh, okay. The development of glasses that could shield one from eyesight energy helped things go back to normal to an extent. Right. Murray interrupted to provide some new information. It was them who developed these glasses. The lab I was in. Why, that's amazing. So they were doing research on eyesight. I was told they were also researched other stuff though. By whom? Someone who worked there? Oh. And where are they now? I don't know. Marian looked up at the sky. Things happened, and pretty much everyone left the lab. And they haven't come back yet. Marine's voice didn't sound particularly hopeful, so maybe we had to agree with the lack of hope. Most likely those people would never come back. Did I let people say anything else? Let's see. What are those, dogs? Miranda mentioned the only bags she had on her are the ones in the cut the small box. Oh no. It looked like a mix between a tape recorder and a computer, or maybe like a pocket-sized turntable. But it was none of those things. It was a weird, unfamiliar device. Buchingai. Flower egg. A flower don't have a fish, I don't have egg. Damn. I need egg. Egg 欲しいな。Zenzai. Salmon. I don't know salmon. I need egg. Where's my egg? Egg na. What? Oh, it's night time. Fuck. I didn't pay attention. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh god, oh jeez. Oh god, oh jeez, Scoop. Let's sleep here tonight. Bag of ice. Just a bag of ice? Ah. Sour egg. Sour egg fish. Buchingai. I have to find egg. Do these places not have egg? There you go. 2 of them even. Nice. Oh, what's that? Drinking skill +1. This is... Well, I'm not sure myself. The people at the lab gave it to me before leaving. They never explained it to me though. I'm just holding on to it without having the slightest clue what it does. Maybe it has something to do with eyesight energy. It could be. Maybe it blocks eyesight energy or it reflects it. They said that they were researching how to put that energy to use. Like the force field? I guess they were studying that too. But remember, I didn't work there or anything. I don't really know how the details are there. Maybe noticed that in the bag that where the vice had been, Marine also kept a photograph. Did the researcher leave any notes behind? I'm not sure. I don't think they brought all the research paper with them, but who knows? Food. It's a sashimi. And a tempura. And sauce lad. Damn, do you hello? Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Guys, may pudding itu judulnya. Yes. Tanoshi. Tanoshi desu. That's a tempura right there. You know how much do you know much about the force field? Not really, just that it's the reason behind everything going awry. But I heard that without the force field, we would all have gotten sick. Still better than disappearing though, isn't it? Force field? That sees at the mortality rate of more than 1% though. I know, but still better than disappearing. Marine stared at Nikomi. That's a strong opinion. Anyway, do you know much about it? The force field, I mean. Not at all. Just what the public knew. Maybe they were studying it in the lab, but I wouldn't know. You spent some time with them in the lab, right? Didn't you ask them about anything? Oh, they always look busy. All I did was stand in the corner trying not to be nuisance. I see. A Caesar salad. What's that photo? Oh, this? Marin hurriedly shoved the photo further down into her bag. Ooh, it's just a photo. So maybe wasn't sure whether following up on that question was a good idea. Nothing special, really. It's just a picture of a friend of mine who used to work at the lab. Where's that friend now? She left with the others and hasn't come back since. Sorry. From the quick glance she got, Sumibi saw that Marine's friend was a beautiful, energetic-looking woman. How close were the children to Marine to carry a photograph of her friend in the bag? Maybe the topic was best left alone. But maybe thought that if she didn't ask now, she would never get another chance. Were you two friends? Were you two friends for a long time? Huh? Oh, we sure were. We've known each other since childhood. We grew a bit distant, so we both started working though. Oh, that sounds so nice! I wish I had a childhood friend too. There's nothing special about it. My childhood friend makes it sound so special. They call me squirm around in dissatisfaction. Are both of you from this? Are both of you from this town? Yes, we live next to each other and went to the same high schools all the way to the high school. And then we split up. Yes, we went to different universities. We kept meeting regularly even then though. We only stopped doing that once she moved to a city far away for work. Then she came back here around a year ago when she opened the lab. And what about you? I've never left the town. I work here too. Exactly. Say, Marie made as if say something before changing her mind. Actually, no, never mind. Ooh. Ah, cooked curry? Really? I had curry powders. Freak you. Kuso. Made pudding. Wait, did I make pudding? What? I didn't remember that. Unfortunate curry timing, yars. So unfortunate it was. That was indeed very not fortunate. Such an inopportune moment. Inopportune momentum. Oh, there it is. I got curry. Why did you stay in the lab? What do you mean? Does it have to do anything to do with that picture you have? So maybe it took a while to answer. She looked like she knew, but she knew what she wanted to say, but she needed time to find the right word to say it. I was waiting. Not just waiting for her, waiting for everyone to come back. Everyone, as in the people who work in the lab? Exactly. How many people would that be? 10? 10 or so in total. Girls met Poogie and Sahara. Do you know where they went? Somewhere far away. They needed to go to learn more about eyesight energy. But you do know the exact place. You don't know the exact place. I don't. I just know it's far from the lab. Marine. So maybe talk with her eyes closed. Do you think those people will come back? I don't know. Married answer came loud and clear. But... if I'm not there waiting for them when they come back, nobody could tell whether they really came back or not. Really come back, huh? So maybe didn't understand. Marian didn't explain further. Goodbye. No! We're saying goodbye to her? Ah. Marin. You can drop me here? Marin said that all of a sudden while they were still riding. She had never directed the girls towards any particular road in the first place. Is there something here? 2 girls, 1 pudding. I saw this game to Ethel. I don't play this game. I guess. Marin's way of glancing around and said didn't make her sound very confident. However, in coming to me, we decided not to question the decision. Thank you for the ride. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Nothing new. I'll just hang around by myself until I'll eventually disappear. You want to go back to the lab? Ah! Yo! I didn't mean to honk on them. Damn it. I could. But I think I've been there long enough. Maybe I will, if I feel like it. Oh. If you see me around, come and say hello. Assuming that I haven't disappeared yet. After that short goodbye, Marin walked away. Oh, Marin! Bye-bye, Marin! Marin! Where? That poor pudding. I wonder if we did the right thing. Huh? What do you mean? I mean, dropping her there. Whatever she was looking for definitely looked like it wasn't there. Yeah, go guess. But she was the one who asked us to drop her there. True, we didn't have any reason to stop her either. Would you have liked it better if she stayed with us on our journey? I could. After thinking for a while, we came to the conclusion that it wouldn't have worked out too well. Probably not. I'm already surprised things have been fun between the 2 of us for so long. Why is the surprise? It's a power of love. Gay as heck. I think it's just the power of you not having a single care in the world. Really? Could be. So maybe try imagining what Mary was going to do. Maybe CCP wanted to go to a place he didn't know, and that was why she was asked them for a while. Or right to an empty, unfamiliar place where she could disappear in silence. No! Eh? Oh, okay. Boop. Small warehouse. The flying rocket. Wow. Visit the forest road. The road of the forest. Progress 2 more days and stories. Okay. That's what you want me to do. So yes, sir. So maybe heard a small sound behind her, like a faraway explosion. What was that? Caesar salad. What was that? Huh? What was what? It sounded like Ikami hadn't heard it. So maybe turn around and saw what line in the sky. It looked like smoke, but it was way too high up. It was more like an airplane's trail. What do you think that is? What could it be? A rocket or something? No way it's a rock. Before Sumibi could finish her sentence, there was another explosion sound. It was much clearer and louder this time around. Something shot up into the sky right after it. It was still too far away to tell at its distance. It was just little dots in the blue. However, sure enough, it kept rising, leaving a white trail behind it. It went up and up, eventually reaching the clouds and exploding. The third explosion wasn't as loud as the one before it, but both the girls heard it. See, there was a rocket! Mikami spoke with confidence. The girls decided they'd try to reach the place that the rocket had been launched from. Their reasoning was that rockets don't usually launch themselves spontaneously. There must have been people launching it. Maybe those people will land, even launch the rocket that announced their location. Mikami and Sumibi had to start moving toward the trail in the sky before it dissipated entirely. They rode their bike into forest on a mountain road. Sumibi looked around, skeptical. Would anyone ever willingly take a road like this? A hut. Every way is blocked right now, pretty much. and then welcome. Punten. Punten pardon. Wait. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, country road, take me home. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama. There's so many fuels lying on the road. Dong, dong, dong. Dong, 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 dong. Dong, dong, ding, dong, 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 dong. Dong, dong, dong. Ooh. Huh? Huh? Dong, 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 dong. Dong, dong, ding, ding, dong, 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 dong. Dong, 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 dong. Oh, this is hot. Moving toward the rocket's launching point led the two girls to a small cabin. It was an old little wooden hut. They couldn't see any lights or people inside. However, there was a sand piled up in front of the entrance. On the sand, there were footsteps. Do you think there's someone inside? It would look like it. So maybe didn't know what to do. She wasn't sure about the proper manners for visiting someone's house during an apocalypse. She couldn't ring the doorbell since there was no electricity. Should she just start shouting? Should she just go inside and start looking for people? She stood there thinking about the best course of action. Tanama! Excuse me! Nikomi just shouted at the top of her lungs. It was sudden and loud enough to startle Sumibi. What if the person inside is dangerous? We can just run for it. Maybe there's a whole gang of murders inside. Promise you won't tell it against me if we get killed. The dumbest didn't even think about it. Promise you won't hold it against me if we get killed. You're the king handle, pet. I promise I'll hunt you for all of eternity. The girls waited for a bit, but not a single sound came from the hut. Excuse me, is anyone there? すみません、誰かいんの? Nikami tried once again. ないみたい. That rocket looked like it came from here though. I don't see any other houses there around. There's literally one right beside it, ma'am. Suddenly there was a loud sound. It didn't seem like it could come from the inside the hut itself. What? Seriously? On a small path in the hut's mid-shadow, leading to the far side of it, there stood a woman who was now staring at them. Oh, hello? Hello, woman, sir? She asked the girl to give her a ride just for a bit, and the two made some space in the sidecar for her. Tugay! Ring, rong, 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 ring, rong. Dong 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 ding dong 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 dong. これやべえじゃん。 なんか、おなんかやばくね？The mom introduced herself as Yakimi. You live here by yourself? Yes, for a while now. Ooh, what is this? Eat it! Nice. And you two are together, I take it? Uh-huh, we came here from another town. With that bike. Yeah. I thought all the other people had already disappeared. I haven't here disappeared, being alone and everything. I hope so. If anything, I think I did disappear. We probably managed to meet each other in some weird chance. What do you mean? People who have already disappeared somehow running into each other. Sounds plausible, doesn't it? It does? Could be. Her responses sound like she was trying to be as non-committal as possible. What are you doing here anyway? Enjoying a life of leisure and peace? As your idea of does your day of leisure involving launching rockets? Oh! She's a dumbass. You saw that? She's a silly goof. A silly little goofball she is. Tugay! While traveling can ask the previous dialogue, blah blah blah. Bring, brong, 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 bring, brong, brong, bring, brong, 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 bring, brong, pss, pss. Did you pass by the town at the foot of the mountain? Is there anyone else? Is anyone else still there? I did, but there was no one there. Tinkal, hello. Malam. Kontal de naimon. Just as I thought. There was anyone there, they probably wouldn't come after seeing the rocket. I see. That means that he saw it. Oh no. Wait. I thought that people who have disappeared couldn't see anything. Rockets or otherwise. Huh? Doesn't that mean we just haven't disappeared? That could be it. She's not very smart. But something sounds off. I need rice to fry. Damn! No rice. No rice, no dice. Flour. Round bread. Imik bread. Nadal naman tawag. Understand how delicious unassuming bread can be. Angry Ethel. Oh, yeah, my kitty is right beside me. I'm so happy. What's in Madeleine? Let's see. Madeleine. Did I already? Oh, there it is. Flower and egg. Oh, I have flower. Never mind, I just used the flower. Of course I did. Like a freaking dumbass. Oh, now I got both. Let's see. I'm gonna make a fried rice first. You saw that? Keep me ponder for a bit before continuing. I enjoy life of leisure and peace by launching rockets in the air. Ethel 3D. Is Ethel in 3D? I'm not 3D anymore. I am off 2D now. Control denier. So maybe not this one gonna sit on Yakima's clothes. If she focused, she could see even smell gunpowder on her. So that really was a rocket. It was. There used to be another building before the huts, but they dismantled it a few years back. Now it's all free space for my experiment. Experimenting by launching freaking rockets. Okay. I'm always launching rockets from there. Always. Yup, always. You built them yourself. I do. They're my sweet hand-built rockets. Yakime's first journey to green as he spoke. Can you build a rocket up? Madeleine! So battery, so caloric. You've been in that hut for all this time? Yes, I have. They belong to some relatives of mine, but they disappeared, so I'm borrowing it now. It's much better than my old cramped apartment. So you've been here since the incidents happened? More or less. My uncle and aunts who owned these huts were my only remaining relatives. I tried calling their phone and even visiting their home, but I couldn't get a hold of them. So I came here since they stay here for vacations and stuff, but they weren't here either. I decided to just stay in the hut, and it's been almost a year, half a year now. Half a year, all by yourself. Even if I went to the town down below, there's nobody down there, right? Having passed by the town not too long ago, so maybe Nikome knew that Yakime was right. What about you two? How have you been spending these past few months? We've mostly been riding our bike from one place to another. You're going? Nowhere. We're moving pretty much randomly, hoping to run into other survivors. Interesting. Yakime didn't sound interested in this. Sushi! How do I make sushi? The sushi. I don't think we still have sushi. That's a bit too much vinegar in this though. I built rockets and then launched them. Wow, rockets. Rockets indeed. She couldn't believe it. But on the other hand, Yakimi didn't sound like she was lying. Is that even something a person can build on their own? If they try hard enough, sure. This girl's just crazy. And you're trying hard enough. Pretty hard, yeah. Indeed. That's why. Yakimi raised her arm, pointed at the sky. Chocolate cake. How do I make that? This is curry. Ayaki. Cookie and cake. Cocoa powder and flour. Okay, I don't have any of them. What about taco? What do I need to make a taco? Gachu! Ah, chocolate. Taco. Flour. Shite. I need flour for both. I don't have flour for both. To take that down. So maybe and Ikomi looked up, but they saw nothing except a few clouds. Oh, there is flour. Take down the sun? That would be even cooler, but no. Ikimi also looked at the sky. That wretched thing orbiting the Earth. That's artificial satellites. What? Sumimi was having a hard time following Akime. Rockets flew by burning fuel. If they hit the satellite, it would probably explode. Made sense. But it didn't sound like something that would actually happen in reality. Can you really bring down a satellite? No, I don't want to build it. I don't want to drink this. Frick. Oh man. No! Oh, this one's cocoa. Hambag. If I can hit it, sure. And you can hit it? Beats me. But right now, it's too early to even worry about that. What do you do in this game? Tell me hello, you just run around. Ride around on your bike, cooking food, looking for people and story to read. It's a visual novel. At this stage, I'm still trying to make the rockets reach the satellite's altitude. The man is I saw it before even reaching the clouds. Today's was particularly bad. They usually go above the clouds at least. Wow, that's amazing! Ikami looked up at the sky, but the rocket's trail had already been blown away by the wind. What would happen if we managed to bring the satellites down? That's obvious. Ikimi spoke with a proud smile on her face. There will be peace in the world once again. What the hell is with this girl? I swear to God, she's just dumb. I feel like she's just stupid. A cocoa powder, flour, chocolate cake. Simple but delicious, makes you wish for a cup of coffee. You've been stuck in here for half a year. Well, I do leave the hut sometimes. I'll go to nearby town to see if anyone's still there, for example. I need flour, please. No flour, only rice. Rice to shower. But I don't really like the idea of staying in a stranger's house, even if it's empty, so I'll always come back here. And have you met anyone else so far? Ah, where's the flower? No fighting, no fighting at all. Not at all, sir. Not even once. I seriously thought I was the last remaining human being on Earth. There's gonna be more people around somewhere though, right? I don't think there are. Why not? Oh, you know why. If nobody's looking at you, you disappear. With a trigger like that, disappearing is just too easy. Nobody can avoid it. But you did. Wee. Well, that's just... a coincidence. Nighttime. It's nighttime. It's a 5 p.m. but it's basically nighttime. You got fuel. You got fuel. And I'm just getting like ingredients, I guess. I'm supposed to already finish everything, I guess. But in the fuel item, you can travel to whatever location you want. Taco! Where do I make taco? Taco. Flour and meat. Freak, I don't have flour. Rice ball. Pudding! Wait, I have pudding? How do I make a pudding? Taiyaki brown chocolate pudding. Milk and egg. Oh, hello. Pudding! Let's see what I can cook up. It's good, but it's not quite it. Let's hope it will get it right next time. Pudding! You know though, you don't need to be staring at people or anything to keep them from disappearing. Really? Yeah, so maybe and I aren't always peering into each other's eyes. Even if I can't really see each other for a second though, second is fine. It's Dogu. As long as we know the other person is there, that's it. Is there, that is. Huh. Like when I'm riding the bike, I couldn't do it if I had to stare at maybe all the time. I'm trying to look at your back as much as I can though. Aw, you make me blush! Rice ball! Oh, that's flour, so I can make the thing. Oh. Caesar salad. Roll omelette. Sashimi. Anyway, this should be obvious. We don't see each other while we're asleep. Oh, makes sense. So they don't disappear while they're sleeping. Since everyone was already gone by the time I woke up, I didn't think too hard about it. I think it was because we were always holding hands till morning. Oh, that's why! Oh. Yeah, Kime gonna think that these two are actually just going out or something. Taco! Let's see what I can cook up. Why are tacos so good? Why are they so addicting for some reason? Do you know any place like that? Places where there could still be people left, you mean? Yet... no idea. If I knew, I'd be there already. Holy shit, is that a bear? Maybe there really isn't anyone else left. It's a bear! Play dead. There's a bear blocking the road. It has cups. We can only speculate. But if there were people left, they'd probably broadcast their presence through radio or something. But there's no electricity anymore. How could they do that? They couldn't use radio towers or anything like that, sure. But sending a simple broadcast through radio waves is still possible, you know how? If you know how? How do you know why? Turns out I do. But do you know how? Turns out I do. She's actually smart but also stupid. Okay, that's her thing, I guess. Let's start doing it! I have tried for almost a month after this whole thing happened. Nobody ever came. Oh, hello.
KCI, Komunitas Cucutel Indo.
Cucutel Avalet, thank you.
Personal data.
You are torturing the poor bot. Goodness gracious, thank you. Aww. Of course, my broadcasting range was pretty limited. Maybe there were still people, but if it just so happened that nobody had the radio on at that time. Good luck then. Rice ball! Rice ball! Rice ball! You know about the force field, don't you? Yes, a bit. I should explain that first then. Yakime's eyes lost focus as if she was looking far, far away. It all started with the spread of a new disease. The first attempts to stop the disease from spreading further relied on what science already knew about germs. Fortunately, none of them worked. Unfortunately, none of them worked. Nobody had any idea how the disease was actually being transmitted. Scientists eventually found out about how the disease was spreading. It was something unheard of: infection of sight by sight. This phenomenon was given the name of eyesight synergy, as looking at someone was enough to transmit the disease. Basically, a person's eyes didn't just absorb light to see things, they also emitted energy. Someone else's eyes could intercept that energy, causing interaction between two people, like locking gazes. People are transmitting information simply by looking at each other. The disease exploited and jumped from host to host through their visions. That discovery sent the world into a frenzy, but it didn't take long for society to recover. Ethel and Mace go on with their lives despite the threat of the disease. Most work became remote, and in-person interaction became sparse and cautious. Despite tens of thousands of people dying, it wasn't the end of civilization. As research progressed, scientists found ways to block eyesight energy. Despite being an entirely new phenomenon in its principle, it worked like a type of electromagnetic wave. Researchers quickly learned how to reproduce eyesight waves. As it turns out, the disease wasn't using those waves to spread copies of microorganisms. All it did was transfer information. It was an information-based disease. Ooh. Wacky. Caesar salad. Caesar salad. Sashimi. Le sashimi. The plan to defeat it was simple, creating a force field that could interfere with that information. It was just like jamming the electronic communication devices. The information would be corrupted before it could reach its recipient. Making the force field a reality became the world's top priority. The machinery necessary to create it didn't require any rare material or innovative manufacturing processes. Before long, force field devices were installed throughout the world. They became as common as telephone poles, scattered on every viable corner of the Earth. And then, out of Earth, one such device was installed on a satellite and sent into space. Curry powder. Cooking curry with onion. Onion. Soon, the eyesight waves of every single human being were being jammed by the force field. Humanity was rid of the disease and life could finally go back to normal. And because it turns out we need those eyesight energy to not disappear. Hold on, I'm scratching my leg. It had been a victory. But the price for that victory was steeper than anyone imagined. People started disappearing into thin air. Cook a meal. How about before I cook a meal, I go to the toilet first? cook a meal. Anak mama. Ah. Ma. 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 She meowed right onto my face and it smelled like shit. Why your mouth so... smelled like crap. Mama sayang ay. Ay. You smell like you. Nani? Turkey. The ice-like energy that the force field interact with is paramount to humans' perception, or so it seems. It still wasn't clear exactly how people were disappearing. By the time the phenomenon had started, there wasn't much of a society left to research it. The disease had killed thousands, but people were disappearing hundreds of times faster than that. This time there were no frenzy, just silence. Maybe with enough time, science could have explained eyesight energy in greater detail. However, there were no more research organizations. The smartest researcher in the world couldn't do much if they were completely alone. Mom! Even by any chance they made a great discovery, they couldn't broadcast it to anyone else. Television, radio, and even the internet had stopped working. A similar but opposite problem was happening with the force field. It quickly became clear that the force field was somehow causing the disappearances. But by then, those who could have disabled it were already gone. Furthermore, most force field devices were self-powered through solar panels. Even with all the power plants down, they were still working. There are force field devices all around the world. Long stream today. There were lots of different designs, but most look like cell stations. Cell stations? I've never seen one. Think of them as small antennas. Well, relatively small. They're about as tall as a person. And they're still shooting out the force field. Yes, they are solar panel. Yes, they are solar panel. Solar powered. Hamburger. Hamburger. That being said, they're not even that hard to dismantle. I've destroyed a few around this town myself. Huh? However, it didn't do anything. You saw the town, didn't you? Yeah, it was empty. Maybe removing the force field isn't enough to make people reappear. Or maybe... I came and looked up at the sky once again. Cocoa powder, cocoa powder. That piece of junk up there is the problem. Hence the rockets. Ah, now she's starting to make sense. Exactly. The only way to test my theory is to actually take that satellites down. But there must be an easier way. Some way to control it from Earth, right? Oh, I bet there is. But if I don't know how to do it, what's the point? And also, whatever organization launched it in the first place has probably been gone for months now. That's likely. There's a bunch of trash. Oh no. I've always worked with hardware. My job has always involved getting dirty with motor oil. Software, telecommunications, and stuff like that are out of my wheelhouse. Impura. Okay, girls. You can drop me here. No, Yakime! Here? What's here? The warehouse where I get the materials I need for rockets. I usually come here by car, but it's almost out of gas. But how are you going to get back home? I'll just find a car and take it. There are a bunch of cars with full gas tanks around here. I see. What are you two going to do? I still haven't thought about it. We'll just keep going down this road. Oh. Wah, wah, wah. A journey without a goal sounds fun. Yakiman smiled politely, but she didn't look particularly intrigued. Well, that's it then. Thanks again. Yakime! No! She's gone! I thought our relationship was special, Yakime. How could this be? She was so weird. You're weird. Very weird. But I guess we also look weird to other people. Sure, but that's nice as a lady who launches rockets as her hobby. Well, okay, so first of all, Nikomi, you're a girl wearing a maid outfit, riding a bike, and you have fucking cat ears. You can't just say Ara's weird when you look like that. Nikomi, are you a cat girl? I still don't know what's the deal with the cat ears, I swear. You think so? This journey of ours is pretty weird too. Well, then the hell are we supposed to do with all this free time? I know, but still. They had no idea where the journey would lead them. They had no idea whether the journey would ever end. But the bike shook hard enough to make one forget about such trifling things. So maybe I looked up at the sky. It was clear, wide, empty. Warm bonfire. Onion! We got onion. Hi, apple juice. Uya, hello. Uya, ucha. Entrance exam, small warehouse, warm bonfire. Examine laboratory. Laboratory. What the hell is that? A ship. Le buns of the ship. It's a simi, eh? Laboratory. Madeline. As long as I don't cook sashimi, I'm Gucci. I think. Oh, cute little thing. I wanna go to laboratory. A laboratory. I don't think I can get to laboratory anytime soon, so I'll just make me a sashimi. Still, entrance exam for middle school. That sounds weird. Is it the norm nowadays? It was actually rare for people my age too. So you were so smart you could shoot for super fancy school? Not really. I just went for it because my best friend wanted me to go to the same middle school as her. Huh. Really, that's it. Now that I think about it, my parents were so kind for letting me choose my school for such a silly reason. You really go wherever the wind will take you, huh? I get a lot, yes. But studying for it was fun, and I actually managed to pass the exam. And go to the middle school with my friend. This girl is actually smart? Really? Nikomi? It's all flooded and soil, right? If you're happy with that, sure. Oh, it's a laboratory here. I am! Examine! This looks like that place you've been to before? That lab, you mean? Yeah, that's one. Now that Nikomi mentioned it, it rang true to me as well. This place also looked like a research facility, albeit smaller one. So there probably isn't any food here. Yeah. The girl walked through the buildings. It looked both like a storage room and a place used to perform experiments. After researching the innermost side of it, just as they turned, ready to leave, they heard a door opening. Who's there? Somebody spoke. The voice sounded familiar. What? Marina? Marina or Marini? Oh. The face speaking out of the metal door did indeed belong to Marine. Yay! Kukamil! The reunion this wa. Dun dun dun. Perfect timing. I was just thinking about moving. As he spoke, she rode into the sidecar just as she had done the first time. Did you come here to see me? No, we had no idea you'd be here. That was a surprise. I guess you're right. You could have known. Did you happen to meet anyone else since we first met? No such luck. And I've walked quite a bit since then. Huh. Seeing you again feels really weird, you know? This was the first time in the journey that the girls had ever met someone twice. I get that. There must be a reason. A reason like what? Maybe our brains are on the same wavelength. I don't get how that worked. Acha! I shouldn't have searched that house. Oh no, we have to find a house to stay in for the night. Oh, we're dead! We literally died. There you go. Let's sleep here tonight. Dong, 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 dong. Ding, 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 ding. Pudding. Taco, sweet rice ball. I cannot make that right now. Taco, I think I can. Oh, that just becomes sushi. I need one more meat. Damn. Chocolate cake. Pudding meats. I think we're gonna milk and egg. I don't have none of that. Sweet rice ball. We're gonna need rice and sweet bean. We have none of these. Yada. Oh yada. Nice. Why don't you disappear even when you're alone? You have some super secret power? Not that I'm aware of. Then again, you two aren't disappearing either. We aren't. If anything, you're the one who looks like you have some secret superpower. What with the crazy outfit and all? Crazy outfit. This is just a mate uniform. I think we don't disappear because you're always together. So we always have someone looking at us. I see. Interesting. Are you really always by yourself? Yep, as alone as it gets, as you can clearly see. That's so weird. It could be. It could be. But then again, maybe I've already disappeared. For real? Beats me. I really don't know. pudding. I don't have the thing for the pudding. Let's examine over here. Perhaps we can find egg. There it is. 2 eggs even. It's crazy. So, as long as you're on the same wavelength as us, you don't disappear? Yes, exactly. You two and I resonate so much with each other that we feel always close, even when we are apart. That'd be nice. We could find other people in the same wavelength and all live together. I wonder if there are any other people like that. And if there are, how many? Maybe it's just 5 people in the whole wide world. We're never gonna run into them there. We're never gonna run into them if there are so few. Wait, maybe we could send a message to the radio or something. The radio, huh? Yeah. The major radios remind Sumi of the strange machinery they saw in the warehouse where they first found Marine. She'd never seen anything like that, but with some imagination, it did look like some sort of radio equipment. Taco! You're gonna make me a taco! What were you doing in there, Marine? Nothing in particular, I guess. You remember the lab where we first met, right? That building there seems to be like a friend's facility of that lab. Oh. I thought that maybe the people who used to be in the first lab had to move over there. That's why I came here. Unfortunately, I didn't find anyone. Figures. Do you think there are other labs like that around? Well, the organization that built that lab was pretty big as far as I know. They probably had branches all over the country. For example, a friend of mine was moved here from another lab in a big city far away. She'd been continuing her work here for a while. But I don't know whether there are any other branches in this area. And do you have any other guess as to where the lab's people went? None, unfortunately. I'm all out. Madeleine. What's the Madeleine? I forgot what it is. Takoyaki. Flour and egg. I do have them. Maybe you've already disappeared. What's that even supposed to mean? I can't quite put it into words. But what if I stop existing, but just for a while? For example, let's say I've disappeared. But for the second you two come and look at me, boom, existing again. Would that be possible? Again, no idea. But supposedly, the force field gives some weird power to people's eyes, right? So, if you disappear when nobody looks at you, maybe you reappear when someone does. That wouldn't explain why the world is so empty. You have a point. Maybe you have to lock eyes with the person who disappeared, and it's impossible for it's really difficult. And the fact that the two of us locked eyes was a kind of miracle. Tempura. Alamak. Huh? Ah! I totally didn't pay attention. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Yada. Ah, no, 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 fuck! Ah, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, but, where else can I go? Fuck. Oh no. Come on. There's nowhere for me to stay. Hello? Shit, this is bad. Here's one. Come on. Holy! that was almost death. Honestly, I don't really know what happened if you don't sleep for the night, but like... Watakushi no friend. Ow! Ow, my neck! Itai wa? Yada, itai janai. Tempura! Tempura! The device thing you had, do you still have it? Oh, you mean this? Marine took out a small device from her bag. It looks similar to the radio, but different enough to tell that it wasn't one. What about it? I thought it kinda looked like a radio. A radio? Marine pushed a button on the device and the green LED lit up. The device had a speaker on it, but it remained silent. Not a single sound came out of it. Right. Marine turned to look at Sumibi. She gravely paused for a second before continuing. Close, but no cigar. It's a walkie-talkie. A walkie-talkie? It's a talkie the walkie? That must have been really huge lab. Well, not the lab, the research organization. It really was huge. Did they only do research on the powers of the site? I'm not sure, but I don't think the research was that focused. Also, the branch where you found me wasn't exactly a lab. They were more focused on education and such. They had seminars for students and lay people. That kind of thing, I think. Oh, you've heard of those seminars? You were in high school, right? Yup. Yuppers. You, so young. How old are you? Huh? That's a secret. But I was of working age, so I'm at least older than you. What about you, Sumibi? Were you always also in high school? Me? No. You can't ask her how old she is. She's way too self-conscious about the way she looks too young. Oh, shut up. My friendo. I don't have sushi. Sushi. I have chocolate cake though. But don't people who disappear just, go away for good? Huh? They do? I thought they just became invisible or were teleported away or something. Seriously? Well, it sounded reasonable until you made me think about it. No way. I mean, you can't prove it's not right. You don't really know what happens to people who disappear. Maybe we think just the three of us are left. But to those who disappeared, we're the only ones missing. So we'd actually be the disappeared ones. So maybe I'd never thought of it that way before. Oh, they're the disappeared ones. However, in a way, it made sense. It's just something I thought. No idea if it's actually like that. Brains rocked it all off. Sushi! I don't have enough for sushi. I have enough for Caesar salad though. Oh, full, nice. Walkie-talkie. Timmy knew the word, but she wasn't sure she knew exactly what it meant. It's a walkie that's talkie. How hard is it? Nice, it's a rice. She'd never seen one before. Probably wasn't all that different from the phone. She used to think of walkie-talkie as ancestors to the phones they had now. So you can use it to speak with other people who also have one? Yes, there are a few of them and they can communicate at a distance. And who has the other ones? The people who work at the lab. So we can use this to talk to them. Right. Even as she said this, the walkie-talkie remained silent. Assuming that the people who had the other ones have disappeared, Marine's only reply was something between a nod and a shrug. Chichi! You mentioned you had a friend that worked in the lab. Huh? So, what kind of person was it? Wow, that's a difficult question. It was a childhood friend, right? Yeah, we've known each other since we were kids. And you stayed friends all this time. It really was huge. We went to different universities, but we'd still hang out on a weekly basis. Oh, that's an even friendlier friendship than I imagined. What's that? Well, our universities weren't that far apart. And we both still lived with our parents to begin with. However, right after our graduating, we moved to a big city for work. After that, of course, we didn't get to meet as much anymore. And then she eventually came back when they opened the lab branch here, right? Maybe. It was a total coincidence. The research organization built a new branch right in our hometown. Didn't you think of moving with her to the city? What? Not really. Things like that only happen in movies. Then again, I was sad and lonely about it. After all the time we'd been together, I thought we'd live here together forever. I never considered any other possibilities. So, you know, I had to stay here in case he came back and needed to be reminded that this was and will always be her home. Home. I heard it was a stressful job. What's more, it was in a new unfamiliar city. She probably felt isolated. I decided to stay and wait for as long as it took. That was the best I could do, waiting to welcome him back if she ever decided to return. When I think about it like this... Ooh.
では行ってくる。
Thank you.
ララティーナ。
その名で呼ぶな。
Lalatina. Lalatina. It sounds like love. Well, it does sound like that. Gay. But reality was a bit different. She was doing well enough without me in the city. Only came back because they'd built a new lab too. There wasn't really any point in waiting here after all. Aww. Stretching. You got rice. Rice shower. Rice shower. I will BRB. I need to poo. Sorry guys, that took so long. I was freaking constipated, okay? I had no choice. I had zero control over my ass. Evening, Bahamut. Hello, sumimasu, hello. They said hello. Alright, let's continue. My cat was been meowing incessantly outside while I was pooping. It's kinda wacky. My controller's not connecting. think it's dying out. It might be dying, sorry. Congratulations for giving birth, Jenny! Mama. Ah, pala. Curry. This is a curry powder and this is a rice. So, that was actually a factory that makes stuff like this. Not quite a factory, no. I just had a few prototypes. This walkie-talkie here is one too. Oh yeah. Hey Claire. Yeah. Hold on. My cat wants attention. They built these electronics themselves, but they didn't mass produce them or anything. Oh yeah, they're only dogs. Besides, like super limited anything. Put it in the lore book. Hey, what? Indeed, they're handmade too. Wow, and yours isn't broken? It's not, I think. You know what's weird? Prototype makes it sound so cool. But handmade electronics just sound dangerous. They're true, actually. Buchim dye. Cook a meal. Hold on. How do I make buchim gay again? The buchim that is gay. Flour, egg, meat, or vegetable. I don't need sweet beans, basically. I guess it doesn't count as circle because it doesn't have mochi in it. You can't read someone's eyes disappear with radio waves. You can't read them with the phone either. Not with normal phones at this. Normal phones? What do you mean? Marine started explaining. Yes, but no cigar. Instead of radio waves, it uses eyesight waves. Huh. The girls didn't quite understand what Marine meant. So, waves from someone's eyes. Like telepathy or something. It doesn't receive eyesight waves from a person's eyes, no. Well, I guess it could do that if you wanted to. What does it receive then? Eyesight waves from other walkie-talkies. So maybe and Nikome both should cock their head to the side in confusion. Look, I only heard explanation about other people, and I can't wrap my head around it either. But what I was told is that people's eyes emit waves, actual physical waves. So phones can emit radio waves and this walkie-talkie can emit eyesight waves. And you can use those waves to communicate. Maureen had received explanation from a child friend. She wasn't doing a very good job at relaying it. She was hazy, if not entirely mistaken on the details. She still tried to explain she wanted the girls to understand. This walkie-talkie sends and receives eyesight waves that are radio wave. I never heard of a machine having eyesight. I never heard of it either. But the people in the lab, But the people in the lab somehow managed to make it work. Aww. But they also told me that this machine's eyesight waves aren't exactly real persons. For one thing, they can't keep you from disappearing. You need a real person looking at you for that. Ah, if that were, it'd be the greatest invention ever. Hold on, ice ball buchim guy. I don't know buchim guy again. I keep forgetting where the hell it is. Flour, egg, meat. Okay. Hey. Ah. Ish, nice. So it uses eyesight waves, but it only works like a normal walkie-talkie. Yes, pretty much. Marian looked at the walkie-talkie in her hand. She seemed somewhat nervous about what she was going to say. But there's one difference. All it does is allow you to communicate with other people, yes. But it also works with people who have already disappeared. Nani? Nanda to? Sonna. Baka na. Sonna. Let's see what I can cook up. When you live without parents, was that near the town where we first found you? Then how do you do the cuties so well? Cause I'm just that good, bro. Yes, that's the place, but not so much near it as exactly that town. You've always lived there then? Maybe. I go on trips and such, but I've never lived anywhere other than that in that town. But then, are you really okay with leaving? What? You always live there because you didn't want to leave, right? But now you did. Oh, that's what you mean. It wasn't an easy decision, that's sure. It's true. But on the other hand, I think I stayed there long enough. I had no idea. Now we make the Buchi guy. Maybe knowing that you were always waiting is what kept that friend of yours going. It probably wasn't. She was very focused on the job and she'd even made new friends in the city. If I was what kept her going, don't you think she'd come visit more than once or twice a year? And even our calls to each other stopped being so regular after a while. This really sounds like a long-term relationship. It really does. The club being built in our hometown changed everything. Had it been for that, I think we would have eventually drifted apart completely. Aw, don't say that. Nikomi is so sentimental. She's so cute. Maybe you'd be happy together anyway. Happy together? I don't know. Maybe she would have found some love and gotten married in the city. It sounds happier than being stuck here with me. This is desolate town. I'm not so sure about that. Suddenly, she turned to look at the cloudy sky above. I mean, here I am. Waiting again, and she's not coming back. Oh no, Marine! Marine! The Marine! Disappear wasn't the right word. People didn't suddenly cease to exist. They were still alive somewhere, just as alive as the ones who have been disappeared. They were in the world identical yet separate from this one, and the two worlds never cross. What? Okay. This is a revelation. So, like, they just moved to a different server, basically. I didn't explain all this to Sumibi and Nikomi. So it's like a parallel universe kind of thing. That's exactly what I asked after hearing that explanation. My friend told me that it wasn't quite right, but for all intents and purposes I could think of it that way. Does that mean that people could come back if someone looked for them? Look at them? I'm not sure. If that were possible, the world wouldn't be so deserted right now, wouldn't it? That makes sense. In any case, what matters is that the people who disappeared are still alive somewhere. Their world shouldn't be a world to cross with ours. But eyesight waves are the exception for that. You can't see them, touch them, or contact them by radio, but you can still communicate through eyesight waves. You mean that using the walkie-talkie, we could reach the people who have disappeared? Sumibi's voice had come down to a whisper. I didn't quite know that. Wow, that's wild. Ikomi's eyes were already sparkling with anticipation. Sumibi, however, wasn't convinced yet. Being able to contact a parallel universe through a machine's eyesight sounded like a ridiculous sci-fi setup. On the other hand, the events of the past few months also sounded ridiculous sci-fi setup to her. As for Marine's walkie-talkie, it still wasn't making a sound. Why is my avatar eyes closed like that? Cook a meal. Alright, let's cook them meals, shall we? I'm still not sure I got your explanation. But basically, you're waiting for someone to contact you through that walkie-talkie. Exactly. Last thing the lab scientist told us was that if anything happened, they'd use it to reach us. Us? There were a few of us left at first, but eventually it was just me. And did you ever get any message through that walkie-talkie? walkie-talkie looked like it was still active and waiting for transmission, but no sound came from it. If people can contact you like that even after disappearing, I guess they'll do it sooner than later, right? So maybe couldn't say that anything to that. Even assuming the walkie-talkie worked in theory, it could be broken. Or maybe the other researchers had actually died. A world where a catastrophe like this one had taken place was unlikely to be a peaceful one. That's why I remained in the lab. When its voice got shaky, I waited and waited, hoping I'd get a call. Maybe, they'd just all come back. Marin. My child, my little girl, she's adorable. Sweet rice bowl. No, that was a fried rice. God's darn it. Hamburger. Brown sugar milk. I need a bean. Red bean. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Examine. Oh, there it is. Sweet bean. The bean of sweet. The walkie-talkie was clearly on, but no sound was coming out of it. Could it be that the walkie-talkie is broken? If it can't get transmission from disappeared people, isn't it weird you still haven't gotten any? Yeah, but it doesn't look broken. Very press the button on the side of the walkie-talkie. When you press this, the walkie-talkie was echoing back Marin's words with like that. Oh. You can use it to receive its own transmission. Its own transmission. I don't know. She pushed the button again to switch the walkie-talkie to normal. If it can do that, I think it's still working. I see. Madeleine! What's the Madeleine? Madeleine, you're like your mother. Madeleine. Flour and egg. I have none of those. I ain't got none of them flowers and egg and stuff and shit. No. Alah, buntu semua ni. Majika. Oi, majika ya. Cat. Not my mother. Cute doggos. Those doggos weren't cute. They were evil. They gonna eat us. Eat the girls. They're ready to attack. Dong ding dong 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 ding dong dong. Dong dong. Dun. I need flour and I need egg. Watch this then. Oh, well, what's this? It's almost sunset time. Maybe it's safer for me to just drive around for now. Look for a wet place to stay. Whee! These are none of what I needed. Fish. We're gonna sleep here. Tuna! I got me a tuna! Come on, flour, whatever, and meat. Damn it! I need egg. Mademoiselle Madeleine. You cute little thing, you. What are you doing? Hi, Claire. What do you want? Claire. Hey! Don't sit on. He's sniffing around my PC. She doesn't press the. She's so light that she doesn't press the keyboard when she stands on it. Either that or she's smart enough not to. Yes, finally got the egg, Madeleine. Isn't it just like connecting the speaker directly to the microphone? What do you mean? It's maybe it isn't transmitting anything at all. It's just echoing the sounds internally. But the people at the lab told me that it was transmitting. They could have been lying, but I don't know what that would entail. She's watching the game. I think she likes it. Say that she disappeared right here and now. If we put the walkie-talkie in self-transmission mode, I would be able to talk with you even though I can't see you, in theory. That's because it also works for people who don't have those eyesight waves anymore. Something like that. Exactly. Wow. This is so complicated. Chocolate cake. Curry powder. Oh, hamburg. Caesar salad. Chocolate cake. What do I need for chocolate cake? Let's see. Flour. I need me some flour. Ah, there's no flour. I need to cook. Jessie, you need to cook, Jessie. Let's have a yawn then. There are things on the ground. Don't know what those are. Hit the gas to scare them. Snap! Ew! Ta-da-da! I wonder what curry and cocoa powder together taste like. They taste like powder. They taste like you should eat something better. Flowers. So, Marin, are you going to go back to the lab? I'm not sure I will. She looked up to the vast, quiet sky. British hero you'd never heard of. Hello! You know how you gave me a rather side card at the time? I asked you for that right so that I could drop in some faraway, unknown place. So that I could disappear there. You wanted to be gone. Seemed tired of waiting. Uh-huh. Everyone left. I've been waiting for months without any contact from them. I don't even have any idea where they were headed. Waiting there all by myself, I just couldn't take it anymore. When I met the two of you, I thought it was my chance to end it. I see. Bruh. I got tired of waiting. Just dying alone where nobody could find me started sounding better. I could have finally ended this long, excruciating wait. But the place where you actually dropped me off just so happened to be near another brand's lab. I walked in. And I found another walkie-talkie. There was a note next to it. It said, if anything happens, please use this to contact us. But that means... It probably means that the people who left the lab I was in stopped by that lab soon after. They had cars, so it couldn't have taken them that long. Oh... I tried using it to contact them, but I got no answer. I don't know where they are now. There's suddenly hope. But I know that at least they managed to reach that lab. I know that they were risking everything, trying their hardest to find other survivors. Marin ran her hand over the walkie-talkie as gently as if she was caressing a baby. Marin! Marin, my friend. My friendo. Marin, my girl. She's been waiting, man. For months. Topics 3. You must answer this question 3. What is your name? What is your goal? White stew? Huh, never seen that before. I think I'm gonna need a milk and egg. I'm gonna need egg. Egg. Hot milk. Wait, no, don't use the milks. White stew. Nice. Nice ですわ。あら、いいんじゃない。あらあら。That sounded very good actually, what the hell? あらまあ。I need milk. I need egg. Why you not give me egg? Iいんじゃない？いいんじゃない？いいんじゃない？そうですか？あら。Maybe I should be an ara kind of character, guys. I can definitely pull it off. Like for real. FR, right? Curry powder. I don't need none of them curry. There it is. Egg. I need me egg. Pudding. I was scared. I was scared of leaving the lab, let alone the town. Well, not was. I'm still scared. Just like when my childhood friend left for the city. A patient Ada from me hitting Ada make me tremble in fear. Yeah, fear me, fool, more foolish mortal. I wanted to go with her, but I didn't have the courage. I was scared of trying my best out there and still failing. The stuff I taught her about staying just so I could always welcome her home. All excuses. I didn't think I'm already looking for the researchers. I'm scared of trying, giving it my best effort and still failing. If I don't try, I can't fail. That's why I kept waiting. That's why I remained in the lab. Marin kept staring at the view in front of her, and so we couldn't begin to imagine what expression she was making as she spoke. But then you two came. You helped me get out of the lab and the town. Hadn't it been for you, I wouldn't have found out that the researchers had researched and reached the other friends. Marin moved her gaze skyward. I was scared. I think I'll go search for them. Aww. I'm still scared of trying and then having the whole thing turn out to be a huge waste of time. But as long as there's a chance, even a tiny one, to find them, I must look for them. But what if they come back to the lab just as you're away, looking for them elsewhere? If that happens, it happens. Yeah. There's a spare walkie-talkie there. So they could use it to contact me as well. There must be an explanation as to why they haven't contacted me at all yet. Maybe the walkie-talkie they had broke, or maybe they can't move at all for one reason or another. Nani? I'm eating the cat. Where we start looking for them? I have no idea. But I met you too, so I know I could run into other people just as well. I'll wander around until I meet someone and ask them if they've seen anyone else. And you'll do that on foot? I actually have a license, so I just borrow a car from somewhere. Hey, that sounds so much better than a bike. You get a roof and all. Do we get one too then? But I've never driven a car. And I've already ground attached this bike. Hey. What? What's funny? Nothing. I just wish I could be more like you. More like us. How? Totally carefree without a single thought in my head. I was just saying we're dumb. Don't say that, Nikomi. So you give the expression literally when Ethel in the ara. Ooh. She's saying we're dumb. Taco! It wants me to make taco! Where is taco? How do I make taco? Flour, meat, vegetable. Alright. I can do that. Easy. Easy, I tell ya. Taco! I just need the flour. And then I can make a taco! Why am I saying it that way? I don't know, dude. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm even saying right now, right here, at this very freaking moment. I don't have any idea what even is going on anymore, man. What's going on? What even is the world? What is real and what is not? Hey, flour. That means I can make taco! Salmon and tuna. Fishy taco. Can you drop me off here? Do you need help looking for a car? It's fine, don't worry. I bet there are a lot of cars around here with the key still in. Oh. Will you two head to another town? Probably, yeah. Any particular one in mind? Not a clue. You're just like me then. We really are. I hope you'll meet again someday. I hope so too. I don't know if you'll be so lucky. We already ran into each other twice. What's not a miracle? Also, I left the spare walkie-talkie in the lab. If you ever come back to the town, use it to contact me. but we don't know how to use it. Oh, it's easy, you'll get it. Well then. See you. See you, Marin. Marin. Ayan. This is the chillest survival game I ever played. It's so nice. Not having to think about surviving as much. Huh? Oh. Why is it red? What is it saying? Oh? Marine got off the bike and walked into the town. Oh, it's automatic. First, she was going to find a usable car, then she'd use it to go look for a childhood friend and the other researchers. Couldn't we just all kept traveling together? I don't think that have worked. We have different goals. We probably would have speed up later on anyway. Yeah, I guess you're right. After thinking for a second, Nikome gives me a confused look. Do we even have a goal? Of course, recreating that delicious pudding. Alright. We really need to find all those ingredients then. And you also need to get better at cooking. We really chose a difficult goal for ourselves. What is that? There's a person? Well, we have as much time as we could want. Corral, brown sugar, what? There's a balloon trying to get it. Call me Skady Fizzy. Ah! Fizzy squash. We really are. Let's just take it easy. The girl starts moving again, the bike making them rush against the wind. Yatta! Day 24. Wow, we finished 2 character arcs. Warm bonfire. What does it do? What that mean? Examine bonfire. Cook Madeline. Okay. I need to examine bonfire. There's one over there. It's right over there. Caesar salad. That one. Oh, it's gonna be the other one. Somebody was here just until just now. Or they could have made this weeks ago. No, it's still warm. Oh, you're right. It even still smells like smoke. Every once in a while, they would find fresh traces of other people, lukewarm remains of a bonfire or a car with its engine still running. Maybe those traces belong to what they called ghosts, people who didn't disappear despite being alone. Or maybe there were other groups of people moving around. Suddenly, Sumibi looked at the sky. It was faint, but something was making a sound up there. Is that? There was a white line going straight to the sky. It looked like an airplane trail, but it was perfectly vertical. She couldn't see whatever had left the trail. It was already above the clouds. Could it be a rocket? They got back onto the bike as one, with uncanny synchrony. They go, the base of the trail of the sky. Mystery dish. Do you think that's Yakime? I can't think of anyone else who'd be launching rockets. But then again, it's pretty far away from where she lived. Right. I think we've been moving away from there. Maybe it's not even a rocket. What else could it be? A missile? A missile? That's the same thing! With their focus still on the trail, they kept riding towards it. Hey, examine hut. Okay. Hut, hut, hut. Hut, hut, hut. Where can I find this hut? Ah, there it is. That wasn't too difficult now, was it? Yahoo! Yakime! Is this the place? Probably, I guess. They had reached a small wooden hut. The trail that pointed down to it had already dissipated. Looks like a mountain cabin. There could be someone inside. Let's go and check! Hikomi jumped off the bike and jogged to the hut's door. She knocked. No answer. Yes, I say that. They heard the sound of an explosion coming from somewhere behind the hut. There was a small path leading from the entrance of the hut to the place where the sound had come from. The girls quietly walked in. Tana! This burns. Hi! Hearing Hikomi's greeting, the woman slowly turned to face them. Huh? It's Yakime! The Yakimere! Yakimere! Oh no, curry powder. Sita beans. Thanks for the ride again. Don't mention it. I'm so surprised you came all that way though. It's because you saw the rockets. The rocket smoke. It's because you saw the rocket smoke. And you climb a mountain just because of that? Yes, sweetie. You really have a lot of time on your hand. Yes, we do. So you're still building those rockets, huh? certainly am. Do you think you'll reach space? Actually, I already have. What? Did you see that last one I launched? Yeah? That one reached all the way into space. Seriously? Wow. How do you even know it did? It's not that precise, but it can measure its altitude. I programmed it to transmit the data back to Earth. Didn't say you knew nothing of software and the like? Yeah, that's why I hated every second of it. Your old rockets couldn't see that, right? It did. And you already managed to make it work? How fast are you? Oh, there's little I can do. There's little I can do by skipping on a couple nights worth of sleep. She's a genius. Are you a genius or something? Exactly! I'm definitely a genius. Yakime, without even trying to sound humble, just grin. Sweet rice ball. Cook Madeleine. Mademoiselle. Sweet rice ball. Sweet rice ball. Sweet rice ball. I don't have enough. I don't have rice. If I have rice. Rice shower. I need a rice shower. In. Well, guys, I think that's a pretty nice spot to end the stream. Thank you so much. It's almost 4 hours. It's almost 11. So thank you so much for watching. This has been Ethel Chamomile. Leave a like and subscribe, become a member. It's per usual. Uma Musume mentioned. I didn't say anything about Uma Musume. What do you mean? Hiya. Thank you again for our name, Roguro, and everyone support me on Patreon. WMR for supporting me on FANBOX. I think you said I shall. Alright, yeah, I did. Demon Senna by telling me on special tier. Brian Demo, Fat Cat Global. Global Blue, Mikhail, Fortis, Darkbot, Daki, Dapaman, Simimas Masam, Justin, Price Seeking, Wilkinson, Zanzibar, Soja, Daki, Yasuke, Gi, Ichinix, Tama, but Team Timothy, ID, goodbye guys, Maskawa, Italy, Jeffrey, Ivan, Python, Sans, I did, Gaming, Ken, Mugen, America, hi, Mama, Just Dad, and everyone's published. Remember, thank you so much. Goodbye, have a nice day, and take care of tomorrow. But hello, you're doing 8 hours per day now. This is gonna be permanent. I'll try to. Abandon. Abandon. What you mean, abandon? I've streamed 4 hours. Yeah. Sippy. Sippy, sippy.